Mr. Mathur, you've been one of the energy sourcers to India. Do you think the challenge is easy? The challenge of meeting energy needs in the next 15 years.
Well, there's no way out. We have to be optimistic. We have to create vision and act on it. Certainly, resources are available, and these can be made available provided we have the right kind of policies, and more so, and very important, execution of the plans and monitoring.
Right. Mr. Mathur has worked in the sector of LNG. Before that, he used to be in IOC, managing the finance. Given that today's commodity prices are so, Mr. Mathur, infrastructure development, pipelines, are there any reason for other countries and other producers of LNG to sell LNG to India, or are we one of the secluded lot?
Well, I think this is a very important issue that you have raised. If we look at it today, and I belong to natural gas sector, and my experience in setting up Petronet LNG, and at that point of time, people were not at all bullish or knowing much about natural gas. Many of them, they didn't know what LNG abbreviation stands for. I am talking of when the formative years from 1997. But look, what has happened in such a short time, 10 years, you have entire game of natural gas change. When we used to talk about that natural gas availability is 60 years, oil is 40 years. Today, worldwide, today availability of natural gas is being talked about 200 to 250 years. That's number one. Number two is that natural gas is a clean fuel, it's an environment-friendly fuel, and therefore we must make use of it. Not only that, you look at it, when the prices of crude oil were 130 or 140 or whatever, even now, natural gas is sold at a discount to the crude oil price. And when we have availability of shale gas, new finds have come up, all around activity in the world, you look at it. You look at Australia, you look at Mozambique, you look at many other countries, the resources available. Now question is, so far as India is concerned, what we need to do? Clearly, we should go for an environment-friendly fuel, considering the climate change. Secondly, from economics point of view, it makes great sense to use. But as Deepak raised this issue, all this will not be possible unless until we have a vision which is beyond the borders, beyond constraints in the mind. And what I am trying to emphasize is that to do that, we need to create infrastructure. Without creation of infrastructure, without having a pipeline network, which could be national highway for gas, without developing markets within the country. And how do you develop markets? You need to have right policies. And then another element which comes in is relating to pricing of natural gas. So for our country, where we have a very limited production of natural gas, we will not be able to, in long time to come, meet those requirements. We have resources on both sides, on the east and west. So therefore, creation of infrastructure will be of prime importance. And of course, Mr. Vasudeva has mentioned about the need for increasing indigenous production of gas, but at the same time, we need to have pipelines across the borders to get gas, have LNG terminals being created, but all that will revolve around what kind of an incentive is there for the industry, whether it's an Indian industry or it is international players, unless until they get remunerative prices which are comparable to world, we will not be able to create this infrastructure, and therefore we will have deficits. So these are very key issues which I think we are at a stage where industry is responding. You look at it, number of proposals which are now coming up for setting up LNG terminals. There is a plan for pipelines network, but now this needs to be converted into an action plan, which should be an economic as well as physical and should be monitored at the highest level. And then I have no doubt whatsoever that we can have this efficient, environmentally fuel, which is cost effective to be used.